Joe Giglio for NJ Sports Now on this Monday, April the 6th. Happy opening day, baseball fans. Baseball is back, started last night with the Cubs and the Cardinals out at Wrigley Field, and now the rest of Major League Baseball will get the 2015 season started. And one of the reasons opening day is always great is because everyone starts 0-0. You could say everyone starts in first place. But this year is a rare year. This year, baseball is different than it has been in the past, and I think we're on the trajectory here towards a very, very competitive season. Parity is the word I like to use. To me, parity is now part of Major League Baseball. There's a whole bunch of reasons why. Teams not letting their own free agents walk away, teams drafting better, the international market, revenue streams coming in from everywhere. You could spend 20 minutes really talking about why all these teams, smaller market teams, are able to keep their stars. But here's the fun of it, and here's why I think the 2015 Major League Baseball season will be a tremendous race from almost every team in baseball, and why, for the first time in a very long time, it feels like every day counts in baseball. It's not like it used to be, where you walk into a season about a decade ago and you know the 3 or 4 or 5 teams that really were going to dominate the league. The 3 or 4 or 5 teams that really, realistically, were going to have the best records in each league. I don't know who they are this year. Yes, the Washington Nationals look like a tremendous team. Yes, the Philadelphia Phillies look like one of the worst teams. But that's the extremes. In the middle, most of Major League Baseball looks like flawed contenders. And you could say parity is just, all these teams watered down. I say it's competition. I look at the American League East and I see 4 teams with the Yankees involved that can win that division. American League Central, same thing. A team like the Tigers, who have dominated Major League Baseball in the Central and the American League for years now, I think they can finish in 4th place and still a winning record. All throughout Major League Baseball, teams are in it. Teams believe they can win it. And I think the second wild card, which was introduced a few years ago, has really changed the way teams go about their business. Now, if you have a great team in your division now, you don't have to say, well, we have to punt the season, because there are 2 wild cards available. That's why I look at the New York Mets as a team that has a legitimate chance to be in it when you get to September. They may finish, 10, 12, 15 games behind the Washington Nationals, depending on how good the Nationals turn out to be. If the Nationals win 100 games this year, which is not ridiculous to say with the pitching staff they have, the Mets could win 85, finish 15 games out of first place, and still be right there, maybe within 3 or 4 games of the number 2 wildcard spot in the National League. So every team goes into a season with legitimate hope. It's not that much different now than the way the NFL is, where almost every team, maybe 2 or 3 or 4 in the NFL each year, go into the year and you say it's going to be a really, really long year there. Everyone else says if we catch a break, this goes right, that goes right, we get a big performance out of a player we're not expecting, we could be in this. We could be in a wild card hunt. We could have a meaningful December. Now, you could use those words and those terms when it comes to baseball. Meaningful Septembers. I think the epitome of this has been the aggression this year of the San Diego Padres. By far, the most aggressive team in all of baseball in the offseason, turning over their roster and trying to become, try to go from a loser to a big winner overnight. I think the fact that the second wild card is there for them, and they look at it and say, why can't we be that team? Why can't we be that team that's good enough to sneak in the postseason and then go on a run when October starts? It all culminated last night when they made a trade right before the season began for Atlanta's star closer, Craig Kimbrell. I think if you look up and down Major League Baseball, you could find a handful, maybe a little bit more, maybe 5 or 6 teams that right now, no matter how good it goes, they're going to be towards the bottom of the league, the Phillies, in that mix. Everyone else, though, they bring hope. So hope springs eternal on opening day, but this year, with the way baseball is, I don't think that hope's going to disappear. Even if you hover around 500, the way I think the Mets and the Yankees will, that's going to be good enough to keep you alive in a postseason race. That's going to be good enough to keep you interested, keep your fan base interested throughout the summer. The Mets in the NL East, I have them at 3rd behind the Marlins, behind the Nationals. But I think the Mets will be in the National League wildcard race. The Yankees, I have them 4th in the American League East race, which you say, wow, 4th in the AL East, they're buried. No, I don't think they are. I think the Yankees could be right there. In fact, I have 3 teams in the division, the 3 teams ahead of them, Toronto, Boston, and Baltimore, making the playoffs. So a break here, a break there, a healthy Masahiro Tanaka, and the Yankees will be right there. Last year, for the first time in a while, not one team won over 100 games, and not one team lost over 100 games. Parity now, folks, is the key word to look at during the Major League Baseball season. And every single game, especially division games, they count. As opening day arrives, get ready for a very fun and a very competitive 2015 season. I'm Joe Giglio for NJ Sports Now.